Welcome everyone to week 5 of the course. I want to go through some of the helpful things in this week 5 paper to really set you up for success. Again, you've been hired by a consultant, by your local mayor, to look at the various market structures that we've dealt with in the course. Your role is to provide analysis and answers to these important questions that will help your mayor understand the structures of many of the businesses in the city. In this paper, you got about 7 questions to look at. I recommend doing proper subheadings in your work. It'll make your paper flow much better if you do subheadings. And it'll just make it a little bit clearer as well. Okay? So question number 1, describe each market structure discussed in this course and discuss 2 of the market characteristics of each market structure. So we have 4 market structures. You want to relate to 2 characteristics of each of those market structures and why they're so important. For example, perfect competition. A good example of that is agriculture. So we look at agriculture products. The 2 main characteristics are products are identical and many buyers and sellers. So if I sell an identical price and there's many buyers and sellers, it's going to be very tough to raise prices. So that's what I'm kind of looking at with that one. Number 2, I want you to identify one real life example of a market structure in your local city. It can be any of the market structures we listed, but what I want you to always do is go back to the market structure and relate it to the characteristics. The key is always relating to the market characteristics. Question 3 is looking at what happens in the long run to these firms. The key to this question is 2 of the firms will struggle to make long-run profits because the barriers to entry are extremely high. So that's going to be very important to focus on. Barriers to entry are very high. And 2 of the firms will be able to make long-run profits because the barriers to entry are very low. Question 4. What is the competitive pressures that are present in markets with high barriers to entry? So, like in a monopoly, it's virtually impossible to get into the monopoly market. Given that it's virtually impossible, you might find that firms in this market, we're going to set prices pretty high because no one can enter the market. So focus on those type of competitive pressures. Question 5 looks at price elasticity of demand. Are they selling a product that people need, that there's no substitutes for? If the product's more inelastic, they're able to raise the price of the product up. If it's more elastic, consumers have more choices, they're not able to raise the price of the product as much. And question 6, look at the role of the government in each of the market structures. How does it affect each of the market structures in the way they price their product? Do you think the government should influence the markets to help consumers? In question 7, you want to look at the effects of international trade on these market structures. And each of these market structures are going to be highly competitive. But when we start going to oligopoly and monopolies, you're going to start to see less markets or less competition involved. And there's going to be less international trade effects. So focus on that. How does international trade affect the price of these products? And if you have any questions, just let me know, but you always want to relate back to the market characteristics. Provide resources to support your work and really focus on that APA formatting. I look forward to your work.